But now, as we interface with Jimmy Oko, who is joining us virtually here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria, a senior lecturer from the Shaka Polytechnic here in Benin City. He's a business expert, and he will be taking us through the economy under Tinubu's watch. How are we going to go from here? What will Nigerians do to get used to it, or is there a way out? Good afternoon, Jimmy Oko, and glad to have you on the show.
Good afternoon, my brother. Thank you very much for having me.
To have you, it's been a while. Let's go straight now to the conversation. Jimmy, help us now. X-ray the economy under Tinubu. State of Nigerian economy, is it healthy? Does it really need immediate attention? Should we take the economy to intensive care units? What says you as an expert?
Well, I think it's already clear that the Nigerian economy is in comatose. It's already in ITU state and needs very urgent attention. It is very visible to those who see and those who cannot see, and it is very audible to those, even those who cannot hear. The truth is that we must tell ourselves the truth in this country that since President Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office, that we've not had anything to rejoice about in the country. Our economy is a central thing for any country. It controls everything. It controls the life which people live. So whether the country goes on or it closes, it depends on how viable our economy is. And in this area, I must say that President Tinubu has led federal government has not done well at all, because all the indices that we have, you continue to see the progressions that have greeted the Nigerian economy since May 29, 2023. Governance is not supposed to be that. Governance is not all about that. What President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has demonstrated is a lack of preparedness. It is a refusal, total refusal to engage experts, those who should do the good job for Nigeria. Instead, he jumped into some policies without a proper discussion, proper examination, proper study, and just it was moved by sentiment to take certain decisions, and that is what have thrown us into a very big mess that we have found ourselves today as a nation. You understand that the issue of economy should not be taken as one political discussion. Economic, the road to revamping a nation's economy shouldn't be a job for boys that were loyal to injury elections. And those who should govern a country as complex as this should also know that they need to avoid the temptation of bringing into governance their own personal sentiments. So all of these are issues that have crumbled the country since May 2023, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office as a president. The truth is that a few directives have been given by the president, a few policies have been initiated, but not any of these has given us any positive impact that will help the life which the ordinary Nigerian live. The first of all is that when he assumed office, he jumped into directing that subsidy should not continue. We don't know anywhere in the world where it is a sin for government to subsidize. The truth is that the orientation that the president had when he entered office was the wrong one. That the only solution to correct the abnormality in the oil sector was to remove subsidy, which is not true. That life is never too easy for the common man, for mankind, except that in the wisdom of those who were wise at the beginning, initiated that there should be a team of persons who should help to moderate the affairs of the people, making it easier for them. And that is government. Therefore, government means there's no government if you do not talk about subsidizing things that will make things easy for the people. So talk about road, electricity, and all of that. The government is existing to provide subsidy across areas. Go across all the countries in Europe, in America, all of the basic things of life are grossly subsidized for the citizens. But the orientation the president brought into office was that it's a sin to have anything subsidy. And that is why you have seen that jumping into office, the first thing he did was to remove subsidy from petroleum, not minding the chaotic situation that has brought upon the people of Nigeria. He still went ahead, his government still went ahead to talk about removing subsidy from electricity and all and all. That shows to us that the president came with a wrong understanding. I don't want to say that he just wants Nigeria to suffer, but I feel that the president was not prepared, and if I thought he was prepared, his preparation was faulty. He didn't quite analyze most of the issues before he jumped into them. Talk about how he also came about floating the naira. Floating the naira, yes. But if you say you want to float the naira, you should also put into cognizance the strength which the naira has on its own to fight, to struggle in the global market with other currencies of the world. You have a dollar at the same market, pounds, and all of those other bigger currencies, and you just said you want to float the naira. And since we did that, you can tell that it has never been the same. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office when dollar was just about 460 naira, 460 naira to a dollar. But since the floating of the naira, you see the galloping, you see the style with which the cost of dollar in naira has jumped. So as today, I think you just reported for 1,481 naira to a dollar, which is more than 400, if not close to 500% dilapidation of the naira in the global market. And because we have not been able to produce so much, you see that most of the things we buy, that cost of dollar that is so high, the effect is not reflecting on all the products that we eat. So you see, we cannot escape from inflation.
Okay, you're going to help us now with all this analysis that you've given. Beautiful. Well, is there a way out? And some other persons are sharing your thought as well, and they felt this government would have given themselves some time before diving into some of the policies that they actually brought forward to Nigerians to shaping the economy in their own sense or in their own light. But to an extent, is there a way out? Is this going to be a bottleneck that will be difficult to fix again for the next 1 year? Because this is 1 year after this government have actually come on board, and yet it seems we are not really progressing. What says you, Jimmy?
Thank you very much, my brother. There is a way out. It is an emphatic yes. There is a way out. There are plenty of ways out of it. But it's just that we have people in government who do not want to concentrate on the real things that are sustainable. For instance, when the president entered the office, one thing he said he was going to do was that in the first 6 months, he wants to see one of the refineries working. But did that happen? No, the government was not sincere. So I think the first thing is that, yes, for us to have our economy well covered, it means that we must be able to aggressively go into production, go into manufacturing, and do what is called import substitution. That is, we'll continue to petrol things abroad as against buying things that are coming from other countries. But that does not happen overnight, my brother. You will not be able to set up factories, production units across the country within 3 months, within 6 months, within 1 year. But you can only start improving that gradually. But there is one thing that God has used to bless us, which the whole world is wants it. So if you can quickly do something, if the federal government can mobilize people to site to quickly revamp one of these refineries, and we are producing the oil here, the market value of it across the globe will automatically mean that Naira is going stronger, because whether you like it or not, crude oil accounts for more than 90% of our revenue as a country. So if we can do that, then it will sustain us while we are trying to encourage production, the production sector. The another thing is in the days of the military days when Olusegun Obasanjo was president, we had a policy of Operation Feed the Nation. If there's any time that we need to revise Operation Feed the Nation policy and other policies that encourage it is now. Let the government not coming on the screen to tell people that Nigerians should go and farm. No, we need the farm product now, but who are these Nigerians that will be able to go? Before you start a good a standard farm in Nigeria, you are talking of millions. And when you enter tax and all of those unbearable demands from the government, we cover the business. And the fact that the economy is not, the economic environment that is anything. So because of that, it is likely, most likely, that when you start such farm or other business or other production units, you are not likely to succeed except you have strong political backup. That is why the government, first of all, that is sincere, should take the leading role. That is what OBJ did when he started Operation Feed the Nation. So what is wrong with all of these money that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu led federal government is preserving from subsidy? All of the money you have removed from subsidy, put them together. Why not send this same money from the 774 local government areas in Nigeria and tell them to go into farming? Let every local government have a land farm. So if we're able to do that within 160, I tell you, my brother, all the farms in Nigeria, all the markets in Nigeria will be flooded with our crops. And by the time we start, let's start with that. When we're able to get that, then we can start talking about going into other manufacturing process and all of that. But I think those in government, they need sincerity for them to be able to do this.
Very soon. But help us out. From your analysis, it seems so many things are wrong from this current dispensation led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, the issue of inflation, how is it affecting Nigerians? You are a Nigerian, and I'm sure you're actually feeling the heat of the current inflation. How is it affecting Nigerians, and how can we mitigate this period to stand the heat of the time?
Well, I think it should be better described as the current devil that is working against the Nigerian people. That's inflation. We are in a time where people earn money and they are not able to buy anything. Don't forget that, okay, you can see the labor who are struggling for increased wages. It is the same thing, that what you earn is not able to buy you anything. Where does it happen? Everybody knows. Even the politicians are aware. Even the president cannot deny being aware of what is happening. That people earn salaries and their salaries are not able to buy a bag of rice to eat, not to buy basic things. They are not able to send their children to school anymore. What people are fighting for now is how to provide at least just a meal for their children a day. We are not even talking about having 3 meals. They are not talking about the quality of the meals now. So people are not talking about that. Many people are not talking about clothing and all of that again. What matters now is how to ensure that you have something for your children to eat, even if it is just once a day. And that is not life. That's not life. So people are actually dying. People are actually dying. And if you look at that, that is also fueling the brain drain we talk about. The young people in Nigeria who are graduating from universities no longer want to stay because it is highly unpredictable what you can achieve. The country, the economic situation, especially for the inflation issue, has not assured any new graduate that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to be here or there. So if you cannot, you will not be able to feed yourself, you will not be able to feed your family, you will struggle so hard to just exist, then it means there's problem. That is why you see most of them, when they graduate from university, the first thing is, how do I japa? How do I get out of the country? That is the issue right now. So it's affecting everywhere. And in the area of business, it's the same thing. Most go for the detailed analysis. The SMEs are also closing. Many businesses are there because you go to the market to get things. By the time you buy all your products, you come and you are selling. After selling everything, you have made your 1 million, 2 million naira. You're going back to the to your supplier to buy to the store. The 2 million naira you have is no longer able to buy what you used to sell. If you are not able to buy, what do you do?
Okay.
Then you go away. At that same time, the charges for electricity, for tax and all of that, they are increasing. So people are not able to live. So what we need now, the federal government needs to go into aggressive farming. They need to in Nigeria to produce our own food items. Once you're able to conquer food inflation, it's over. As we speak, food inflation is over 40%. And that's not a country. It doesn't resemble a place where there is government.
And to an extent, we still have a very long queue of unemployed youths and even adults. Some people are losing their job on a daily basis. Just recently, CBN actually sent some directors out of office, over 600, 700 of them. If we're having people returning back to the street as unemployed Nigerians, and there seems to be a very tight and very, very narrow opportunity and chances for them to get employed. Businesses, owners and industries that are supposed to be available for people to actually have as a bailout, it's not there again. Just recently, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, they actually said many businesses we have to start winding up because the economy is not friendly. What do you think the government can do apart from this constant cash transfer? Because there's this cash transfer that have been going on. It's been happening in previous governments and it's happening in this current government where there are some persons are billed to receive some cash transfer. So you'll be giving us, making sense of all of this. Instead of giving cash transfer to families and individuals in the country or providing job, which one would be more better? Government is saying, okay, we're going to be assisting individuals and families with some certain cash. And so many persons are out of work. We talked about business crumbling a while ago before we went on the break. And you have a very long queue of unemployed Nigerians. Where should the government start working on, or what should they tackle? Transferring cash to people or creating more jobs?
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Uh, for a federal government at this time to be talking about issues of doing, is it on, I know they used to call it unconditional cash transfer or something. I think it shows weaknesses that are associated with this federal government. The federal government is not known to be the closest government to the people. Those are probably be taken by low. He saw the insincerity in the process, the corruption in the process. He wanted to remove subsidy and declared his intention. People, some Nigerians. So in that 2012, when President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan then wanted to remove subsidy, he didn't just jump into removing it. He told everyone, this is what we want to do. And to do this, we want to work on refineries, we know. But there was a way he said that because of the short-term harsh effects of the policy on the people and businesses, he created some programs. I remember Shopee, subsidy reinvestment program, to be able to, what is that? Making transportation easy for the people and all of those ones. Those could be better ways to start coming to help the people. But mind you, you cannot do it forever. Instead of like when the President Muhammadu Buhari became president, and up till now, which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has continued, sharing cash to the people. How many times are you going to share? How much will 20,000 naira, 30,000 naira do to a poor woman outside? How much? How many things? When transportation for a week is even more than that money. So I think the federal government, if they were sincere, should have been thinking about using that money to finance certain things which affect ordinary transportation. Why is it that every local government cannot have free buses empowered by federal government? So those are ways. What if the federal government uses that money to give partial scholarship to Nigerian students in higher institutions? Like, okay, all university students, you are going to pay 50% of your school fees this session in Nigeria. The federal government has taken care of the rest. What happens to that? But because people want to embezzle, people who have very deep gullet for corruption proceeds, they want to be involved. That is why you begin to see issues like want to start sharing money. Before the federal government releases the money, before it comes to get to to those who actually need it, it's missing. That is the truth. If local government was doing that, you would, okay, fine, it's okay. Then for the issue of unemployment, yes, it is easy for people to say our youth should engage themselves, they should go and do farming, they should stop looking for white-collar jobs. We are not against that. You can encourage them that way. But there's one thing, the policy of the government controls everything. So whatever you start today, it is the government that creates the enabling environment. It is the government that creates the environment for growth and sustainability for businesses. If all of these are not there, there is hardly any business you can do that will not need electricity. Where is the constant electricity? This ordinarily wouldn't take too much from a federal government. But because of lack of vision in the aspect of the federal government, we're not able to get those ones. If a young man knows that if he set up one business somewhere, if he goes into farming, the farming we are talking about now is not going into the bush to just plant cassava, root it and start selling. No, we're talking of farming that you plant the cassava, you do the processing and everything. And that is where it is sustainable. That's why it's sustainable. Because I think my position is that the unemployment rate that we have in the country is it was encouraged by the unseriousness of those at the helm of affairs, especially those at the federal government level. That remains the truth. The Nigerian youth are strong-spirited people. They are zealous people. They have the hands to work. They are ready to do hard work. But the thing is, The government has not been able to create the environment for businesses to be sustainable, for businesses to be profitable, for businesses to stand. The federal government has not been able to do that. So all of that have helped, have fueled the rate of unemployment, which is quite alarming as we speak. So to encourage people, the youth, to go into farming, to go into this, manufacturing and all of that, the federal government should be ready. Number one, grant waiver, tax waiver for people who are starting new businesses. And two, you are talking about farming, then you must fix electricity. A young man who is going to the farm, who finished the university and wants to go into the farm, he's not going because he wants to, because he has been driven out of the house to go. It's something that should attract him into the bush. If I graduate from the university and I drop my clothes at home and jump into the bush, it's something that is attracting me. What is that is attracting me? It's money. The government should be able to demonstrate to the youth, to those unemployed people in Nigeria, that when you go into the bush to do a breast farming, you are going to get something rewarding. What is it? The cost of running businesses should be well monitored, moderated by the federal government. Policies, good, sound policies should be initiated to check the increasing cost of doing businesses in Nigeria. So if I go into farming, for instance, I need electricity to be able to get my product, store or process them, because I don't want to plant, just harvest and sell. For sustainability, I want to be able to plant, cultivate my fields, then I bring them out. I go into the next stage, which is processing. When I am doing that, I'll begin to see myself as owner, CEO of a larger company coming. And that is what we encourage the people. But to do that, there is no electricity. There's no electricity. And if you look at what is happening now, when a young man graduates from the university, the few ones that are ready to be self-employed, what do? They go to some of the urban areas, pay for a shop, and start selling. That's a distribution, a part of the economy. They go buy clothes, they come to the shop and sell. When more people are doing that, all we want to do, because that is where the quick money will come from. I increase it, then people must buy. But if the government was able to help that electricity issue is resolved, many people want to go into processing, and that is what will drive the economy. So the government needs to do.
Is it possible to now have foreign investors coming? Because to an extent, so many issues are actually calling for attention in the country, insecurity, policies that seems not to be favorable for business owners. Will this give foreign investors opportunity or the mindset to come into the country to invest?
Well, we all understand it, that once there is high insecurity in the land, when the economy is not stable, nobody from outside is attracted. Even in our local areas, how many of us we go and buy shares in banks and companies that are not working well? We will all be scared away. That's the same thing. So nobody outside the country, outside Nigeria, we hear what is some of the state governments that try to initiate some foreign investors. They will take them, bring them, they talk to them, bring them to Nigeria, do a whole lot of study, sign all the documents. After signing, what happens? Most of them will go, by the time they analyze, they put into discussion the issues that are happening, that are being reported about the Nigerian business environment. They run away. They never come, because nobody will be happy. Nobody will be attracted to invest their hard-earned money in places where there's turbulence. politically, economically. So it's an issue. It's an issue that needs a seriousness in the aspect of the government to resolve.
Now, 60 years, 63 years after independence, 25 years of a broken civilian rule in the country, it seems we are still depending on oil. We have not really gone to the extent of diversifying other means of generating revenue for this country. What is your advice as a business expert, as an analyst? What is your take looking at the economy? And it seems 70% to 80% of Nigeria income is really, really relying on oil supply. Where should we start looking at as an expert?
Oh, there are so many opportunities, so many opportunities that are looking at us as a nation. As we speak, many have said that the soil, the type of soil we have in Nigeria across the 36 states in this country can grow virtually everything. Most of the things that we eat, we can grow them here. But that is why we have said that the agricultural sector has been undermined. And the reason is because we have had leaders since the discovery of oil, which has become gold in the international space. Even our leaders are lazy. They don't want to sit down and start thinking about what policies to revamp other areas. What they want to do is to get involved in the oil sector. That is why you see, even right from the days of the military times, that every military general then, all generals then that were president, they are all owners of oil wells across the country, because the leaders we have had since 1960 are those who are looking for the money, how to quickly get the money. Why is it that the leaders will not go to buy a large space of land to start doing farm? Why? Why not? Why pursuing oil well? So the whole spirit of running after where to get quick money has entered all of us as Nigerians. Nobody wants to do a gradual thing to make money. And this gradual thing as a country will help to reposition a nation. There are so many other sectors, the textile, now outside agriculture, that we can run into. So we can actually diversify from oil to make so much money from all of these. But no. But that does not mean that to continue to maximize our potential in the oil sector is bad. Because it is not, there are some countries in the world that have more than we have from oil, and they continue to get it. So we continue to encourage increased revenue from the oil sector, and at the same time, shifting attention, encouraging people, not everybody coming into the oil sector, encouraging people to go into other areas. But in all of it, it means that the role of the government is paramount. All of these things are policies. All of these things are taking the leading role, being exemplary in leadership. As if a president, somebody has gone to the National Assembly, for instance, and outside that he's returning and telling you, I want to become governor. And look at the businesses in his mind. Most of the time, just check when they tell you, I have one or two businesses. They have petrol stations. Then those who are coming behind them believe that that's the only place where the money is. Everybody wants to go there. So the truth is that we can do so much to encourage people. Even that's why we say that it rises and it falls. Everything is about leadership.
Okay.
So
now, talking about leadership now, let's
can,
quickly land on your thoughts before we quickly wrap up now. Land on your thoughts.
The government, especially the federal government, can initiate policies that will turn everything around in this country and make people to rediscover the hidden wealth in all other sectors that we have undermined for so many years.
Okay, now talking about that sector, it seems we have not been able to harness the importance of technology in this nation, technology and innovation. It seems we are lacking in this area. What should the government do, mostly the youth population? How can they start encouraging technology and innovation and instilling it into the younger generation as we begin to call it a wrap, Jimmy?
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, that is quite appreciated. There is need for anybody or any country to succeed in contemporary age. It means you must be very close to technology and the innovations that come with it. The truth is, if you want to encourage that, you must go back to the school. We must encourage people, we must encourage practical education because technology does not come with theory, it doesn't come with speaking English. Technology is practical. So we must be able to go back to our schools, reorganize our curriculum, and encourage students to embrace technology-related courses. And not just that, that every school, as it is in other parts of the world, students should be taught how to produce things while they are still in school. They do it in Japan, they do it in China, they do it in Germany and many other countries. So while in school, students should be encouraged to start making little things. And that is all about when the government comes in to play its own role, then people will be encouraged to do all of these things. You know, most of our schools, everything is about you read, you write exam, you pass, but when you finish, you get the best of results, but you're not able to produce one thing. And at the same time, you would say you read a course that's at the center of technology. So we must go back to the school to fix that. And two, that we said for progress in technology, we talked about electricity. So the government should not also fail at that. If that is fixed, then the issue of technology, whether it is just ordinary, there are some countries in the world now where people, it is not the government that is doing it there. Companies are already trying to patronize the use of robots in sales, doing their jobs. The reason is because they analyze to see that, this will be cheaper for me. The cost of running my business will be cheaper if I use this. That's technology. But that is when the government has presented an enabling environment. If there is no electricity, then the patronage for technology will be low. So the government should be able to drive that. But I think that all businesses, individuals should go and master the art of technology. It is the way for our contemporary society.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jimmy Oko, for giving us your time on the program today. We sincerely appreciate.
Thank you very much.
All right, this is how far we can go on the program Business This Week. That was Jimmy Oko, Senior Lecturer, Shaka Poly here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. He's actually taken his time to dissect some of the pressing issue under this current administration as far as the economy is concerned. I'll be seeing you on the next one. My name is Daniel Praise Osedebame.